Welcome back. It's Thursday, and usually on Thursday I try to teach something, but today I figured I'd do something a little bit different. So one of the things I really like doing is taking a guitar and modifying it in some way so that it feels more personal to me. It's something that I've started doing quite a long time ago, and I've done it to a few guitars now, and I'm not just talking about swapping out pickups, I'm talking about reimagining what that guitar is going to look like and sound like, maybe feel like. So today, I'm going to talk about my new guitar Noodles, which started off looking like this, but now looks like this. So yeah, I'd like to introduce you to Noodles. Noodles is a Schecter Demon from around the mid-2000s to maybe 2010s. And I got this guitar off a guy who was partway through sort of doing what I was going to do. He'd taken it apart, he'd started sanding it down, but it seemed like it had become too much work for him, so he'd stopped. But I was interested in it, and so I paid not that much for it. I can't remember exactly how much. But basically, what I was really interested in was the neck. I wanted to have a feel of the neck, make sure it was comfortable, have a look down it, make sure that it was straight and nothing wonky was going on. I took a look at it, and I pretty quickly realized that, yep, this is a guitar that I can work with. She's not perfect, you know, there's some cosmetic damage here and there. Noodles, I decided, was going to be my main guitar that I'm going to play with my band, The Rooms. So I sort of had an idea of where I wanted to go with it as a project, and this is where we came up with. So first of all, the name. The boys in my band love to joke that I don't actually need to learn the songs because I can just noodle on them, and it's not entirely true. But it is a little bit true with some of the songs, especially when we're doing some covers stuff. So I had an idea of this noodle themed guitar. And you may have noticed it's got a big kanji on it here. And this is Men-ichi, which is the name of my favorite ramen shop, which is out in Pakuranga. If you're ever in Pakuranga and want some ramen, I highly recommend Men-ichi Ramen. They're not sponsoring me or anything like that. I just legitimately think they're great, and I thought it was a funny idea. That was kind of the theme. The next thing I did, obviously, was take the black paint that was on here, strip it off, fill all the body. It used to have 2 more holes here, and I filled those as well because I knew I wanted this to be a super minimal guitar. So my original plan was to have normal humbuckers in there and have them wired in parallel, just to have a bit more of a thinner type sound. Then I saw a video that Rhett Scholl made talking about filtertrons, and I was like, huh, I've never had filtertrons in a guitar, maybe I should try that. So I found these for $100 on Trade Me, and if you're watching this and you're not in New Zealand, Trade Me is just another eBay variant basically. And I got them, and I was a bit nervous, especially since they're a little bit narrower and a little bit longer than regular pickups. So I actually had to carve out a little bit more of this body to fit them in there. But once I put them in, I realized pretty quickly that it was the right decision. They sound really nice and spanky, and I can click on distortion and they don't hum because they are a type of humbucker. They're just not the normal type of humbucker. And for the type of music that we play, it's mostly quite clean. There's not a lot of like high gain type stuff. In fact, there probably won't be any moving forward. I thought they sit really nice. So let's kick on some distortion and we'll do some stuff. So yeah, as you can hear, I'm on distortion right now, no buzz. That's a huge selling point to me because I've never vibed with single coils that much because the hum annoys me too much. They're pretty low output, they're pretty vintage kind of sounding, and they seem to suit the guitar and they suit what I was going for. So I'm really, really happy with that. As I said, I wanted this to be super minimal because I want it to be focused on a guitar to play live. And I never mess with the tone knob, and I hardly ever mess with pickup switching when I play live because I just can't be bothered. If you're doing that live, I commend you, but if you think the normal punters out there are like, oh my God, he switched to position 4 on his Strat, it sounds so good. It doesn't seem like a good use of time. That's all I'm saying. I'd rather just play. So this guitar has 2 positions. It's got neck when the volume pot's pushed in, bridge when it's pushed out. That's it. Dead simple. No tone, no nothing. Neck or bridge. And I really like that. And I think the neck pickup sounds really good. And since the other guitarist in my band, Edwin, tends to play a Strat a lot of the time, having that slightly warmer, less sparkly sound out of this tends to fill in this nice sort of gap in the frequency spectrum where the Strat's kind of got that high, sharp, twangy thing going on. And this has kind of got that more rounded, chunkier sound. And then after that, the bass and the drums fill the rest out with the vocals, obviously. So yeah, with regards to painting this, as I mentioned before, I stripped all the paint off, filled all the gaps, reshaped it just a little bit. All I really did to it was take a little bit off the inside of this horn, just so it's a bit smoother. If my hand ever does get way up here, it's a little bit less in the way. And to take a little bit of the edge of this corner, just so it's a bit smoother when your arm rests on it, because I don't really like that sharp edge on there. Then yeah, a few coats of primer, prime it, sand it, hit it with the yellow pretty hard, and then first thing I did was to paint this on. I left it somewhere to dry, and something kind of fell on it, and it left this crinkly mark on it, and I was like, damn, what am I going to do about this? So first of all, I scrumpled up a piece of paper and like kind of rolled it all over there, so it's all got this kind of bumpy textured feel. And then I went to work painting all these little noodles around on it. And I also painted this kanji bigger at first, hit it with a light coat of spray paint, and then painted it again darker in the middle. If I hold it up, you can just see that there's kind of a greeny outline on the symbol that I really liked. On the back, I decided we needed to give him a name, and I wrote Noodles, and then I realized it was going to be upside down when I flipped the guitar, as you can see. So I decided to make the two O's into eyes, I should say, and give him a little face. And then I painted a little bowl of ramen. We got some pork in there, we got some eggs, we got some spring onions. You know, we got a little bit of seaweed. He looks pretty keen on it. And so yeah, whichever way you hold the guitar upside down, it either says Noodles or it's got this little guy looking at a bowl of noodles, and I vibe with that. So yeah, I guess the last sort of question that you might ask, why go to so much effort? I have a theory about the perfect guitar. My theory is that the perfect guitar is not necessarily the really expensive guitar that you've been saving up for 9 years to afford it. My theory on the perfect guitar is it's a guitar that's good enough for everything you want to do, and it's not expensive enough that you have to worry about it, but you still put enough of yourself into it that it feels very, very personal. And that's what I wanted to do with this, you know? This is the guitar that I want to take on tour for as long as I'm playing in the rooms, and I want it to be a part of the culture of the band and feel like something that people can kind of look to and go, yeah, that's a really unique thing. I really want to be unique, and I want the guitars to be unique as well. And that's pretty much the short version of it. I want to have a point of difference. You know, I want to go out and play, and after I play, people to come up to me and go, what the hell is that guitar, man? And then I can talk to them about it and be like, yeah, well, I did this and I did this and I did this. Also, it is just fun for me to do this sort of stuff. I really enjoy it. I like to paint. All right, before I play a little more and wrap this video up, I am going to show you one little hack that I have been tending to do on a lot of my guitars when I'm performing with them a lot. Because I can't be bothered to pay for strap locks. They're expensive. They concern me because they can still come off. So what I do is I take the strap buttons off, I get some washers, and I screw the strap back on underneath the washers. So this simply can't come off. It's not possible. All in all, it cost me about 80 cents and took me about 4 minutes. There's a little tip for you. I'll see you on Saturday. As normal, when I review a guitar, I'm going to play a little bit more, and then when I stop playing, the video will end. Thanks for listening to me talk about my new guitar that I really love, and if you're lucky, you'll get to see me playing it in real life one day, not just through a screen. That would be cool.